Now, the global consequences are now coming to take effect. As an advisor to the IRGC commander has now announced that the Strait of Hormuz is now closed and Iran will attack or will set fire to any ship that tries to pass through. Now, Tehran has targeted infrastructure which is critical to the world's energy production as part of its retaliation for the Israeli and the US bombing campaign that began last Saturday. And the Strait of Hormuz, which lies between Iran and Oman, is one of the world's most critical oil transit routes, with roughly 20% of the global oil supplies that passes through it. So any disruptions there will further send crude prices soaring and will raise fears of a regional escalation. But this is a direct warning, rather a threat that is now coming from the IRGC, which has announced that if any ship tries to sail and use the route of the Strait of Hormuz, it will be attacked, it would be set ablaze. And this is a warning that has now come in as far as the biggest shock that we are looking at when it comes to the natural gas prices that has also significantly gone up in both Europe and Asia. Meanwhile, when it comes to yesterday's pictures, if you would remember, Saudi Arabia's Ras Tanura oil refinery also came under attack from drones and its defenses downed the incoming aircraft. But what is now being said that the refinery had a capacity of more than 500,000 barrels of crude oil per day. Let's connect with Srinjoy on this. Srinjoy, now this is a warning. Tehran, meanwhile, continues to target infrastructure which is critical to world's energy production as part of its retaliation, and says that the critical route, which is the Strait of Hormuz, Iran is shutting it down.
This was always going to be a worry, and now this concern is a reality, because at this point, the world depends on oil from this region, whether it's Saudi Arabia, whether it's Kuwait, whether it's the UAE, whether it's Qatar, oil and natural gas. So these 4 or 5 countries produce huge amounts of crude oil and natural gas, and India depends a lot on crude oil and natural gas from here. Now, yes, there are new opportunities, but then also let's not forget that India has had to seriously cut down its imports of Russian oil. So in India, which imports over 80% of its crude oil and natural gas requirements, will face a problem. So will China, for that matter. So now it's a question of getting crude oil at a good price, because once this war is in earnest, crude oil prices will shoot up, natural gas prices will shoot up. So India will have to look at other sources of getting crude oil and natural gas. Russia was an option for a long time, but because of various reasons, that is less easy now. One other option now is Canada. The Canadians have huge amounts of oil and natural gas, and recently the Canadians and Indians at the highest level, Prime Minister Mark Carney, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, this came up for discussions. So as long as crude oil and natural gas are required, as long as this is necessary, till the green energy revolution actually kicks in, oil and natural gas will be necessary, maybe for another decade. But for the coming few months, this is going to be difficult for India if prices shoot up. It will be hard for the Indian economy. It will be hard for the Indian consumer.
Absolutely. And this seems to be the global consequence that we are looking at, because the Strait of Hormuz that lies between Iran and Oman, it is one of the world's most critical oil transit routes that roughly 20% of the global oil supplies that passes through it. Any disruptions will now send further when it comes to crude prices soaring and will raise fears of a regional escalation as well.